Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. We are live. And I see Mariah was here. She's going to try and finish up some work stuff. And Maria and Midge and Victoria. Hi. Hope you guys are having an awesome day so far. I'm going to make a mess. Or actually, part of the mess making is going to be trying to clean up some of my mess. We will see. I have an idea. It's not like it's anything unique. It's just I want to use up some of these fabric scraps and do something similar to the lace covers that I did before. And then the insides are going to be a little bit different. And when a few more people get here, I will show you the green stitched cover. I didn't put the rest of me in. Let's see here. There I am. Light's going strange, so my face is a little orangey red, and I'm just not gonna, I'm gonna let it just sit. I know, so much yummies, and this is, an abundance of riches, right? Because I was cleaning up the studio, and I had a big plastic bin with a lid, and now I got the other one on. Hey, Brenda. And I cleaned up the studio and put all the scraps that I just wasn't gonna try and sort into the bin and put the lid on it and put it in the closet. And then, of course, there was more. There was so much more. So I figure I will try. Let's see here. I got a little cord in the way. Hey, Linda, how are you doing today? Let me know what you guys are working on today. I am going to just kind of start pulling some stuff. Hey, Paul, happy Easter to you too. Let's see. Just got this little cord on my iPad and it's going to pop out. Okay. So here's my plan is I have just a piece of standard felt because it's so much nicer to stitch into something with some backing. And when I did the lacy ones, I just used, cotton fabric, and that's not nearly as much fun. And I have a bunch of these felt squares. So this will be using up the felt and it will be using up the scraps. Well, it's be a lot of journals to use this up, but that's okay. I have a plan. Oh, you finished your golf journal. That's awesome. Did you put some pictures up somewhere? Is it in your shop? Was it a gift? Oh, Brenda, ouch, fell down the stairs. That's not fun. Yeah, I am so glad we don't have stairs anymore. Really, really glad we don't have stairs anymore. My husband and I had both slipped and fallen down them. So, and here's what's going to be really weird is that it's not going to matter what colors I'm putting with these. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I am really not going to think about what's going to happen on here. And that is super hard, okay? You get told all the time in art, don't think. I'm not even going to worry about cutting off. See these little holes? This was like upholstery fabric. Not going to worry about it. Okay, I can't not worry about it, right? It's me. I can't not worry about it. I am going to do color kind of families. Don't need that big a piece. Hey, Mariah, did you get your work done or are you just sneaking out for a little bit? So let me know what you guys are doing. I need to see more blue pictures in the group. I posted that request and not had people posting pictures. I want to see what you've made that is blue. Yikes. So you've got that much swelling, Brenda? Yikes. That's not good at all. Victoria's taking a break until Easter's over with. This was somewhat glued on there. We're not going to worry about it. All right, we'll do one in neutral. I have lots of felt. Still working, so you're listening. Okay, so I'm really trying not to think. Okay, this has glue on it, which is the only reason I'm going to cut this part off. You had fresh snow, so you wore your summer shoes, went on the porch, slipped. Man, I slipped a few weeks ago on some wet logs, and I don't know how I didn't have like a giant black and blue mark on my backside, but I didn't. I hope your arm is okay. Maria's crafting. Nice. You have nothing that you've done that's been blue. We'll go through all the colors because I just think that would be kind of fun to see. All right, we'll do one in neutrals. I figured, if you're going to make one, why not make 5, right? That's Susan logic. Susan logic does, if you're going to make one, make 5. I'm not cutting anything unless I see glue, and that's only because the glue is not fun to hand stitch through. All right, so I want some variety though. And I'm not worrying about sizes. Oh, so you did some mending. Well, you've been doing some of the tags, which have been really beautiful to see. I'm really enjoying seeing everybody's tags for the tag challenge, the 52 tags. And I'll go over just a little. And we'll bring, let's see. Let's not be straight about it, right? Why am I being straight? There's no reason that I need to be straight. I just need more variety. So does anybody have Easter plans? Let's see if we do this one at an angle. We'll go this way. Come off the edge a little bit. These are going to be scrappy, scrappy stuff. If you have been watching Tracy Fox's series that she's doing with her scrappy, using up all her papers and things, this is the same idea, only with fabric. That's awful thin to do to start with. I'm thinking too much. You can see I'm thinking. I'm looking at stuff and picking it out based on whether I have that color already, but just kind of want to get in the same color family. Midge says, not doing Easter, hoping for Thanksgiving. Yeah, my husband and I were talking about it last night. We'll drive over the mountain to go see my in-laws, but just to have an outside visit. So Victoria, well, you're catching up. Hey, Margaret, you made it. Good morning to you. How are you doing today? You've got a lot going on. Mariah's taking down her Christmas tree because her 4-year-old is very attached to it. Yep. Yeah, I remember those days. And then what comes next? Then it's like, Halloween, right? Linda's getting together with family for Easter. Nice. And, oh, it's your anniversary on Friday. Nice. How many years? Tea and Easter eggs. Do you have, I can't remember, you have at least one grand, don't you, Victoria, that is young enough to have fun with all the Easter eggs? 17 years. Congratulations. The only reason I'm searching is I just kind of want some variety because of what I know I'm going to do on top after it's all stitched down. Hey, Matilda. How are you doing today? This one over here. Aren't I optimistic to think that I can get something down, like get all these things down? But if I get them pinned, okay, maybe I should pin all my backgrounds and then stitch? Maybe I'll do that. That way you guys get some different things to look at each time. I did bring pins out. I did. 4. So 6, 5, 3. Oh, so they're going to have fun. So much fun at that age with all the Easter eggs and stuff. That's awesome. Do you go hide them out in the garden? All right, what I'm going to do is I have that color, so I don't want to necessarily grab it again. Yellow, we can do a yellow. Hi, Diane. How are you? I'm sorry, not Diane. Enchanted Dreams, I don't remember your name. Diane is Dandelion Dream, and I don't know what time it is in the Philippines right now. Hey, Patty. You love this combo? You need it for your journal you're supposed to be working on right now? Buy them teddies rather than chocolate, but I said you'd have an egg hunt this year. Yeah, the egg hunts were so much fun. Except for when you forgot to find them all, and then months later you find a rotten egg out in the garden. That part's not so fun. What are you working on, Patty? Oh, Brenda's working on her first nature-themed journal. That's fun. I got all discombobulated with your different days this week, Patty. Lori. Thank you, Lori. Sorry. I'm only cutting this because it's big. Yeah, the dogs used to find the old ones, and that was not fun either. You don't want the dog bringing a rotten egg into the house that's been out there for, usually they'll find them in the summertime. It's like, no, please no. Yeah, I think this is going to be interesting. It's going to take me a while, maybe, but I need some evening stitching projects. So this will be good. And okay, you guys will relate. I'm going to be using a bunch of silk thread. And the silk thread that I mistakenly did not pull out of the hank correctly. And so I've got a big old mess. So it's enough to just pull out and have some stitches. You went down the optical lens and decoupage rabbit trail. Ooh, I saw something about lens and I wasn't sure what you were going to do. So I'll have to go check that out later. I'm very excited to use the watch cases that I got from you because I think they're going to be perfect to display my bees. Neutrals. No, yes, this particular one, I don't think I have any greens out. I think all my greens are in a different bin. I'm just, like I said, I just really want two things I want. I want to use up some of these scraps in a couple of different ways, and I want to have some stitching that I can work on in the evenings because it's been very frustrating lately not to have something that I can pull out and stitch on rather than, I don't want to be staring at the computer all night. So if this first one is neutral, then I'll do a color. Hey, Maggie, how are you doing today? Loved your thing that you posted. I know it's been frustrating maybe to post all these old pieces of art, but for people that are just getting to know you, it's really awesome that they get to see your terrific work. They didn't see it before. If you guys did not see Maggie's live where she talked about how to use your laces and how to cut apart the laces, you need to go watch it. Victoria, maybe you can find Maggie, the link to Maggie's thing on how to get the most out of your laces and post it for people, because it was just a wonderful way to look at your laces differently and make sure that you get the most, variety out of them. Brenda is nervous about doing her first nature-themed one. Binge watch Tattered Treasures. Yeah, that would be a good one. Yeah, Maggie she's the lace queen. So I organized all my laces yesterday that I had bought. She'd had a lace sale, and I got stuff from Esme and stuff from Patty, and I haven't organized all my Patty stuff yet, but I did organize all my laces and trims, which will have to come later on this thing. All right, we need a couple more pieces of something different, just a little different. It's really thick, so maybe I don't want a big piece of it. Hey, Rebecca, you're supposed to be working, aren't you? And yet you're here. I know you couldn't resist because it was fabric, right? It was fabric. Gosh, do you guys know about Rebecca's group, Dances with Pit Bulls, and her channel? Because she has got, she's just like, crazy quilt queen. And I just love looking at her. Oh my goodness. And she's fast. She's fast. I'm slow. I'm so slow. Break time. Thank you, Victoria. I really appreciate that. I just think Maggie's, if you work with lace, you love to work with lace, or you're kind of intimidated about working with lace, it's a really great one to see. Sorry, I did not pay attention to how much in frame I was. Let's see here. If I bring you down, no, maybe I bring you down a little, and I didn't put a mat out to figure out ahead of time. I need to give you more. Oh, I know what it is. Ha 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 ha. There we go. Hey, Sherry. How are you doing today? All right. These are little bits from upholstery fabric. What sides? Oh, there's glue there. I don't want the glue. Oh, Laura, you will love Maggie's stuff so much. Victoria is rocking it over there. I appreciate the help. I would be lost without people helping me out with the links and stuff. So Patty, when is your next sale? Do you have a sale tomorrow night? Is that something people can look forward to? The only reason I'm taking these out is I kind of want to break up the patterns. Names are hard, Brenda. What are you up to today, Sherry? Okay, I need something there. Just a little something there. You get confused tying your shoes, yeah. It can happen. All right, let's see. Hopefully I won't have one of my famous sneezing fits. It's allergy time of the year. Oh, joy, oh, joy. Yes, Rebecca's content is very eclectic, which is part of her wonderful charm. All right. All right, so you guys, I'm coming up on the end here. You guys need to tell me, do you want me to stitch on this or put some more pieces together so you can see some different patterns happening? Let me know what you want. Yeah, it's on this side of the hill, it's a little crazy at this time of year, and the wind is blowing, so then that blows everything around. Okay, just need to cover that little bit right here. Dances with Pit Bulls are crazy quilts. Matilda, you would love the work she does. Oh my goodness. And go check out her group, Dances with Pit Bulls secret group, I think it is. Because then you can see all the images. But go to her channel and she's got playlists of all her crazy quilt stuff. Oh, come on. How can I need just a little bit more neutral? I know I should just go ahead and repeat and not worry about it. Oh, this is a different texture. Yeah. Oh, grasses, at least, we don't have a lot of grasses around. Well, we have native grasses out here, but we don't have like lawns. But the acacia trees get me. Oh my goodness, the acacia trees are horrible. All right, let's see. We don't have as much of that to cover as I thought. So if we do... Yeah, Matilda's got some beautiful quilts too. All right. I did not get a vote. Oh no! Oh, that's 666 on the subbies. Quick, we need somebody else. All right, you guys didn't vote, so I am going to pin these down and see if I can get some more laid out. So Rebecca, when you do this sort of thing, you start your patchworky, crazy pieces. Do you pin everything down first? Do you use fusible interfacing, which was the other thing I was going to do, except that's not quite as much fun to watch on camera. Oh, tree pollen. Near Indiana, is that right, Rebecca? Georgia, yeah. So this is nothing new, but hopefully when I get to the inside, it will be something a little different. I just really want to have, like I said, things that I can stitch on in the evening while we're watching TV. Oh, mold is horrible too. When we get wood chips, I have to be careful because the mold and the chips really get to me. And perfume flowers. I opened a package I got from Etsy, and the gal must have I don't know, she must have saturated it with her perfume. It was horrible. So please don't do that when you're shipping things out. So many people have sensitive noses. So Victoria says, am I still going to go by the name of Poppiness with my Etsy shop, or is that changing names like the group did? No, I will stick with Poppiness with the Etsy shop. The group, the reason I changed the group is I really wasn't, the group is a result of you guys asking for it. Okay. And I love it. And I'm really grateful and excited to see, the variety of things that are in there, but I wasn't really quite sure what it was going to be. And I realized that if I had it as Poppiness, it sort of sounded like I only wanted you to post things that were made with, my digitals. And granted, I would love to have more people posting things that are made with my digitals, but that's not what the group is about. There are a lot of people that have groups, a lot of digital designers that have groups, and that's their focus. They, they share a lot of freebies. They share, tutorials on how to do things with their digitals. And it's awesome. That's the definition that they made for their group. But that made it all about me. And I really wanted to build community about us, because that's what we have done here in the lives. I honestly don't know if I would have kept on doing lives if I had not gotten such an enthusiastic response from those of you that have been with me, for such a long time. You guys are the ones that really convinced me that this was something that I should keep doing, and that the focus needed to be on everybody else. It's, it's all of us, because together we are stronger. We can share our knowledge. We can grow. We can learn from one another. There's just so much we can do together. And then the shop is my digitals, that's, and hopefully I'll be, having more things in there soon, and we'll have some more tutorials coming up, and we'll have other people doing things. I have something exciting that will be coming up soon, which is some work with a local artist. And when I, put that up there, some of you that are in the group will recognize her, and she's going to be putting some kits in my shop. Okay, so here we have the first neutral, and that's just pinned to the back of a piece of felt. And so I'm just going to try and see how much of a dent we can make in this. And let's work in a different color. I don't know that I have very much purple, but let's not use the entire big piece. So I love the energy when we all share. And I love that there's some people that are starting to get braver about sharing their stuff, which is just really awesome. I mean, it's very scary to put your stuff out there. And thank you, by the way, everybody that watched the recent video where I was having this creative struggle. And it wasn't that anybody was beating up on me and saying, well, it wasn't that. It was that, I was getting questions. Well, why aren't you doing this? And why aren't you doing that? And suddenly somebody that's a people pleaser like me starts to worry that that people aren't happy, that they're not getting what they want from hanging out with me. And that gets, it's like, oh no, I got to figure out what I can do. So I had to give myself a good talking to and say, I don't have to do anything. I just need to keep making my stuff. Thank you. I love neutrals. Oh, I love neutrals. I wonder if I have enough of any. I probably don't have enough variety. What can we mix with? I need to remember, though, that with my plan on these, the color is not going to matter as much because of something I'm going to do on the next layer. So we're just going to get some bright colors. You need bravery. Well, I got some plans coming up on that, Lori. So if you're on Facebook and you're not already in the group, join the group. Otherwise, make sure you stay tuned here because there will be definitely some things coming up to help people deal with bravery. Has a plan. All right, what I want right now is just texture. I shouldn't be cutting these all in squares. Neutral bundles. Yeah, I bet. I was thinking as I was putting stuff away in the fabric closet yesterday that I want to do another sale. And I think I'll do some build-a-bundles. Hey, Anise, how are you? Hi, Barbara. Maybe we do the long one. Let's see. It's not going to make much of a dent in my big pile of scraps, is it? But that's okay. So we get the colors, a pile of colors, and then I'll start laying them out. Get rid of the bit with the paper. Oh, well, happy to have you with us then. Thank you, Lori. And some of these fabrics were in the fabric bundles that I sold in my recent sale. And I have some more that I'm building. My son is working on updating my website. So we're totally redoing it. We're starting from scratch and totally redoing it. And I'm real excited. Yeah, I guess it is afternoon for us, isn't it, Barbara? Barbara and I are both in California. I do not think I have quite enough to cover it yet. Let's see. Well, I might have enough to do something in blue tones. And really, the colors do not have to match. I'm going for tones and textures is what I'm going for right now. I am working on some journal covers, and I'm using up my scraps. I'll show you what I did so far. So this is what I have so far. If I go that way, you might actually see it all. And I've just got some more scraps I want to use up. Oh, there's enough of you guys here now. I can show you. Remember the green one? So I did go ahead and get to that point. I'm not sure what I'm going to do on the rest of it yet. I think I'm just going to maybe take some more of the green dyed fabric and go over the spaces that I didn't do a good overlap. And we'll see where that takes me. Thank you, Barbara. Let's see. I want another. Do I have anything else in a pattern in the reds or oranges? Ooh, this will work. Yeah, it's not making a dent at all. Thank you, everybody. Keep thinking there'll be, yeah, this was literally what was left on the floor in the studio, and I just picked it all up and said, okay, let's use this stuff up. It'll be easier when I make it to the inside. All right, let's see. And then I think the green one is going to be like we discussed, was it last week or the week before? I think it's just going to become a green journal. Oh, I think I already had that shade of purple. I did. All right, let's see if we can cover this one up. Green and not pollen, yes. Oh, that pollen's a killer. Save that like this. So, of course, the smart thing might be to just wait until you get it all done. Hey, Marie, how are you? Anissa, I'm going to go ahead and stitch these by hand and do some things to them, after they're stitched together. Kind of like, were you here when I was working on the lace covers that I did for the big giveaway? It's going to be kind of like that, except not. So I'm just going to stitch like crazy on them. So I've got some hand stitching that I can do in the evenings. And then I'm going to do some other stuff. But I can also, you could totally do it by machine if you wanted to. If I was going to do this by machine, I would either use some fusible interfacing or some dissolvable interfacing, or knowing me, I would probably just do my little glue stick like I do when I do the the journals for the glam group, for the nonprofit that I do stuff for. Because glue sticks are cheap and I only need to hold it together while I stitch things down. Maybe I'll do that on some. I'll do some by hand and I'll do some by machine, and you guys can see the variety. I love this texture. This was upholstery material. It's got a cool, it's not linen, but it kind of almost feels like it. Let's see. What I didn't do the last time is overlap enough, and I on the green one. I have that color. I do not have that color. So let's see. We need a good question. We need a group question. I didn't look them up before I came over today. What is something that people would be surprised to learn about you? What is something people would be surprised to learn about you? I have to think about that. What would my answer be to the question? What is something people would be surprised to learn about me? Rebecca will eat almost anything. That's actually a really good answer to a question like that. I like that. I can't cook, but nobody wouldn't be surprised about that. I'm going to be 63 this year, and that sort of surprised some people, but it's not really that. I've been married 3 times. Let's see. Hey, Sharon. Oh, you just got here. I got to pull this one back out again to show you. I got the first layer done, Sharon. Now I got to figure out how I'm going to go next. All right, the question I just asked, what would people be surprised to learn about you? Be surprised that Brenda can actually stand on her own feet without falling. Victoria is a lady, an official lady. I can legally refer to myself as Lady Victoria Louise Barron on legal documentation and everything. Oh my goodness, that's fab. Breaks over. Okay, back to work with you, Rebecca. I'm going to crack the whip. See, I knew I should be calling you Victoria. Barbara says people might not know that you're 77, 78 in August, and all these years since I've been retired have been the best, most fun years of my life. Yep. There's something about finally reaching that age where the rest of the stuff in the world that we used to worry about when we were younger just doesn't matter anymore. Doesn't matter. And I love that. I love it when we get to that point where it doesn't matter. And sometimes I forget, which is why then I do videos like I did the other day. Your leadership, yes. Thank you, Sharon. I knew you would love it. Mariah is 43 with a 4-year-old, and Patricia, her mom, the two of them are a mother-daughter crafting team, just turned 70 yesterday. Matilda, when I was 40, I boat hitchhiked through the Erie Canal. Ooh. Brenda has a copyright. A copyright on what? Lori is one of 19 siblings. Holy cow. Wow. Oh, your mom. That's a lot of kids. So I guess I could cheat and put some neutral in there, but Midge says she loves old rock music, REO Speedwagon. I still love bubblegum rock. Bobby Sherman and the Partridge Family. Isn't that crazy? That would be awesome, Victoria. I would love to see it. You're the youngest of 11. Wow. You're writing a book, Brenda. Well, congratulations on that. Having written many, many books, that is quite an accomplishment and quite an undertaking, too, if you haven't done that before. I want just a little. Oh, I could use my. Do I have a big piece of the red? That might fill a better spot. Yeah, those of you that are new to me might not know that that was my first career, was writing books. Some of them are still out there on Amazon. Some of them are still in print. A lot of them are out of print, and a lot of them are in foreign countries. But I want to not have to cut another piece. Let's see. It's like making a jigsaw puzzle, right? How can we make it work? Let's see. If we put that over there. I made it worse, huh? I made it worse. Patty, after everyone else's fun facts, I don't have anything that would surprise anyone. Ani says she's not very surprising. I bet you're surprised. I bet you're more surprising than you realize. Victoria says my husband is 24 years older than me. Oh, well, you got me beat. Then mine is only 14 years older than, or 14. Well, my husband is 14 years younger than me. I need just a little more, and I don't want to have to go to the scrap box. There has to be something. There has to be something else that'll work with these color families without grabbing a neutral, right? It's not quite the color I want. It's a little bit of silk. It's purple. Oh, that might do it. That might do it. pretty darn close. Let's see if I move that here. Can I cover the most amount? Ah, I can make it work. I knew I could make it work. There we go. All right. Let's see here. Ah, so Lori says, my mom only had 3. We are a blended family. That's awesome, though. Okay, Matilda, I'm glad you popped in to say hi. Brenda's the 3rd oldest of 11. My goodness, all these huge families. Been married twice, single for 22 years, Christian, and do women's ministry. That's an important job. Marie, I am very shy too. I can be extroverted. That comes from having to do public speaking to, promote my books. Oh, sorry, Lori. Wi-Fi issues are the pits. We'll see you in the group then. I'm glad you joined. So Terry says, okay, you're gonna. Terry was once an athlete. Ooh, what was your sport, Terry? Victoria says, oh, she can't count. Forget all the siblings. Well, I was an only child growing up, never knew my dad. And then as an adult, I found, I learned more about my dad, but he was already dead. But then I found 2 brothers and 1 sister. And then a few years later, we found another sister. So I have several half siblings. I've met some. Okay, Terry, we all want to know what sport. Anybody else like PE in school? I loved it when we could do the stuff that I enjoyed. I loved to run. I'm really happy I decided to do this. I'm excited about having stuff to stitch on later. Hey, Patricia, you're the oldest of 6 girls. Oh, wow. Victoria and Marie hated PE. I didn't like, a lot of the stuff. Like we had to take golf when I was in PE, a semester of golf, which I think was just really, really boring for me. But anything we could do where we could run, I like that. And I wish that my knees had held up when we got Zoe. I did agility with her for a little bit, just real low key, nothing fancy. And I had so much fun. Margaret says, I feel quite ordinary being only one of 4. I'm a hippie still after 40 years. Brenda says she loved PE. She was in gymnastics, baseball, and I'm still a golfer. But now I get out of breath tying my shoes. Yeah, just getting older. Ugh, the pits, right? Mariah says not sporty at all. Yeah, but you have a 4-year-old to chase around. That keeps you in shape. I tell you what, running after those little ones. Whew. My kids were always into so many activities when they were young, taking them all over the place. All right, so here's one in a different colorway. Diane only watches sports? Oh, wow. I'm sorry, Lori. Why do I want to? Now I got Diane in my brain. All right, let's see what else we can do. Whoops, that one's got a piece cut out of it, so we won't be using it for this. Yeah, like little bloody ninjas these days. Yep. Yeah, Brenda, I got that too. All right, I don't have enough blue, so let's just do another neutral, right? Because you can never have too many neutrals. All right, and if I want to use these things up, again, the only thing I'm cutting off here is just the part of the glue because this was upholstery material. Ani says she has one sister and she's more than enough. Yeah, neutral. I mean, you get a neutral thing down and you can do anything with it, right? I don't know. Is it as interesting though if they're as big? I think I still need to cut them down somewhat. Hey, Tooks. Hello, goodbye, huh? Busy, busy lady. Yeah, 4-year-old. All right, we're just gonna try and not think. No, that's definitely not a neutral though. Basketball, softball, roller skating. Oh, I did roller skating for a lot of years. Many years. That's the same one. That's that one. All right, as I find blues, I need to put them aside because I could do like blue and neutral. My pile's not going down, you guys. I need this pile to get smaller. Yeah, I used to spend my days out the roller rink, gosh, from about the 6th grade until, well, through high school. I was never as good as I thought I was, but I had a good time. Did some competitions. We can add some gray. All right, Lori. Yeah. Oh, stay safe and warm. Just got your rusted material out of a salt bath and have a little in a little turmeric bath. Way to go, Patricia. Ooh, if you're in my group, be sure and post some pictures. I apologize if I can't remember who's in the group and who's not. It's funny. Yeah, rollerblading obviously wasn't around when I was that age, but we used to compete with the local ice rink. So it would be, anything you can do, we can do better. So one week we would go to the ice rink and we would watch them do a routine or something. And then we'd go back to the roller rink and we'd do it. And then we'd do some kind of a routine and they'd copy it. It was fun. Our weather's getting nicer, so I should be able to start doing a lot more dyeing because the stuff will dry. All right, let's see if we can get enough texture, more neutrals. Can never have too many neutrals. Falling hurts. Yep. You are a rock star, Victoria. Thank you. Yeah, I can't tell you what a relief it is to have help with the posting of links. I really am very grateful. Let's see that one on there. Let's add some of this. I was never very good on ice skates. I always thought I was much better at everything that I was doing than I was. I had a lot more fearless confidence back then. Same thing with my horses. Loved my horses, loved taking care of the horses, was never as good on them as I thought I was. Got thrown a lot. Oh, yeah. Well, I've got a crooked tailbone that was not a lot of fun when I was giving birth, and it's because of skating. I might need the bigger one. No, let's see. More variety. I'm trying not to put the lace on yet. I'll put the lace on the next layer. Oh, that's what I'll do with the green one. I need to dye a bunch of lace green, and then I will put that over some of these edges that need the overlap. That's what I'm going to do. Sometimes the ideas just come to you while you're working on something else. All right, what do we have here? Give me some more neutral stuff. Oh, that would have been a good red one. Oh, well. Neutral. Come on. This is good. The more neutrally stuff we can do. One second here, guys. Okay, that's fine. That one we already have on there. This one we have on there. Just a little more. Yeah, the contrast is one thing, but I don't know if it's going to be the green book. You think? Let's look at. I don't think I have any cream here right now. This is just stuff I picked up out of the. I don't know. Got some green stuff dyed. It's just not in here. I don't know. Yeah, I loved my horses, but I was not the horse person I thought I was. Hey, Martha, you snuck in. Your son broke his tailbone when he was born. Wow. Then you fell off a horse and really damaged it. Not fun. You're working on a slow stitch while hanging in green. Wonderful. Yeah, I'll have to play around with that, Sharon, but I definitely think lace is going to be a good choice for the next layer. I've got some stuff that is dyed that just, like I said, isn't in here. Margaret says, never been sporty, but loved climbing trees as a kid and have always loved walking. That's good. Are you carrying an EpiPen because you're allergic to horses, Brenda? Yikes. Broke your patella. Ugh. Yeah, not into the fall down and get hurt thing. I had one horse that where I was keeping him had bamboo just like outside the edges of the arena. And, when I got him, I mean, he seemed to be like bomb proof. We tested him all we could on everything. And he really seemed bomb proof because I wasn't, like I said, a really good rider. I just loved the horses. And we get out into that back arena and the wind would make the bamboo swish, and he just could never get used to that noise. And I was never prepared for it. And he would just take off running, and I couldn't stop him. And luckily we were in the arena when I was, when I was in junior high, I guess it was, I used to work for a gal that had horses, and I did upkeep for her so that I could ride. And one of her horses took off with me before I was in the saddle all the way, and my foot was caught in the stirrup, and she dragged me for quite a while through the mud. I ended up with all this mud in my eyes. I thought I'd gone blind. It was just that I had so much dirt in my eyes. That was not a fun experience, but luckily I was not hurt worse. And then another horse that I had when I was like in my teens we got hit by a car. This gal was coming home from getting her driver's license for the first time, and she freaked out seeing a horse walking down the side of the road because we were in an area where you could do that. And she hit him, and we rolled into a barbed wire fence, and he had like 5 feet of barbed wire embedded in him. Hey, Jacqueline, how are you doing? Haven't seen you for a while. Oh yeah, Brenda, never ride a stallion when there's a mare in heat. Yep, not good. Piro, hi. Happy to see you here. I don't think I like the gray there. So Martha's head broke her son's tailbone when he was being born. You know, that's like a special skill there. That is a special skill. You're on break. Ah, you still have your group going at school? All right, let's see here. Wow, I might be able to get one more of these done beforehand. That is a little bit better than I expected. What else do we have? Come on, we should be able to make this work. That's terrific, Jacqueline. You've kept that going for quite a while now. I'm proud of you. Sharon says, we had a natural clay drain on the outside of town when I was growing up. We had lots of fun making clay crafts. Oh, wow. Oh, her son's head broke her tailbone. Whoa. You got a dog named Violet on Sunday? What kind of dog? What's my plan? Piro wants to know. Well, these are just pieces of, standard felt, and I'm just trying to use up my scraps. So I did one kind of reds and purples, and I have another one here in neutrals. And so there'll be journal covers. I need some slow stitching to do in the evenings while we're watching TV. I don't like. Thank you, Victoria. You're right. I brought my water out and I haven't been drinking it. Oh, a German Shepherd poodle. Wow. Can't imagine having a broken tailbone and then caring for a newborn. Hard enough caring for the newborns. I'm just sorry. I'm a little bit off camera here. I'm just cutting off the scalloped edge because I don't want it showing. Thanks, Marie. Whoops, I feel some paper there. I think maybe we might make this one a little shorter. Get rid of the paper. Well, our Zoe is a German Shepherd, so I'm especially fond of German Shepherds. We've had German Shepherd Dobermans before. I've not had a German Shepherd Poodle. Need just a little bit of something else. Yeah, I know what you mean, Sharon. It's kind of hard to dive into the big pieces and tear them up. And so I really wanted to challenge myself to just use up these scraps, and I've got some plans for using more of it when I get to the inside. I already have that color. I need another texture, something that will work. Oh, well, it'll all happen when it's supposed to happen. That's the same one already. Ooh, here's a little bit of something different. It's not very long or very wide. but we can make it work. We can use that to go there. And we just need a little bit of something here. Do I have that one on there? I do have that one on there. Yellow stripes can go there. All right. One is a cheesecloth fabric, so I don't think it'd be great for covers. Well, you could also put a large piece of something down and then put the cheesecloth over the top. Like here's a little scrap of something that's see-through, but sort of like the journal covers I did where there's book text behind. Yeah, Sharon did some really great dyeing. Well, I'm going to be really thrilled if I can get one more cover pinned down. Yeah, it's hard because your mom probably spends a lot of time with her, huh? Your dog's gotten attached to her. Oh, well, Annie, she'll just have to go back and watch it again, right? Can you sharpen pinking shears? I have no idea. Anybody know? Well, probably if you take them to somebody that does scissor sharpening. A couple years ago, I took every pair of scissors that I ever use in the craft room, and I took them down to a guy that sharpens knives and scissors and had him sharpen them all. And it was wonderful. He gave me a deal because I brought them all in at once. I mean, I think I took in like 30 pairs. It was great. Hey, Lori. Happy to see you here. Honest, I can't even say how it is there. That's Anise, who has been here before, but her old account got hacked, so she's in here under another name. Yeah, I know, Sharon. I want to dye all the fabrics too. I want to get rid of more of the, well, I want to over dye a bunch of the commercial stuff so I can keep using stuff that's been dyed. Mariah says you made some dangle things with cheesecloth. Ooh, cool. Is there a video over on your channel? Dangles with cheesecloth. It's not something you would normally think about doing a dangle with. I love cheesecloth because it takes everything you do to it so easily. So I'm looking at these scraps here. I just had another idea. Oops, that's not very overlappy, is it? Move that up just a little. I need to not worry if it doesn't all cover everything. Okay, so over on Mariah's channel, which is the same that she's got there, PM Artist Studio, she has got a video about a dangle made with cheesecloth, which sounds interesting. So you think I should hand stitch all of these, or should I just machine stitch would go faster? I think I'll do some of each. That's what I was thinking about. I'll do some of each. I did so much overlap there that I'm going to need another piece of something. Yeah, I know. Mariah, we want to know, how do you make a dangle with the cheesecloth? We'll have to go check out her video. Or Mariah, maybe you can post a link to that one in the group so that we can all find it. Well, nothing about you is ordinary, Maria. That's why I love you. Nothing about you is ordinary. You are extraordinary. Hey, Barbie. How are you doing today? What are you working on? A new journal, I bet, right? Making keto bread. God, I love bread. My husband made this fabulous skirt steak last night, and we just had some French bread with butter on it, and it's just, oh, so good, so good. PM Artist Studio, Victoria, she says she has a dangle that they've made with cheesecloth. So Brenda says, all you fabric dyeing ladies, I got some material from a lady in town. One is a pretty dress like a tutu. The tooling is so soft. Can you dye that or will it hold? It all depends on what you're using to dye it with. If anybody's dyed, I'm guessing it's like the netting. You know, if you use a permanent fabric dye, you can totally dye that. As far as coffee or tea, maybe coffee if you let it sit for a few days. Anybody else have anything to offer? I haven't dyed any of that stuff yet. I would probably use, knowing me, I'd probably use my India inks. Let's see, catching up on chat here. Required a little stitching. A little stitching is fine. Thank you, Barbie. Yeah, of course you're working on another journal. Barbie is a journal making machine. She is so fast. All right. I'm not overlapping much, and I'm just going to have, that means it'll just be more stuff that I have to add on after. There, Victoria put in Mariah's channel. Whoops, I know what I needed to do on this one. This one needs to go here. I use India inks and then dilute it a little bit with water, and you can mix the colors, and then that's pretty permanent. Alcohol inks would work. The trouble with alcohol inks is that they're not permanent and they will fade. You are too fast. Much faster than I am, that's for sure. Ooh, let's do this. No, it's not big enough for that. All right, we'll just stick with what we were going to do. Like so. Yeah, anybody else have any links that Victoria can grab for us? You got something going on? Did we put Patty's channel up there? I know she's busy working away in the background, but if not, let's get Patty's channel in there so that people can know when her next sale's coming up, because you saw my unboxing. You saw all the yummies I got. Yeah, the natural fibers are going to take natural dyes a lot better. If you're working with synthetics, you need to do I forget the name. Maybe Mariah knows or somebody else knows. You need to use like a RIT dye, a fabric dye. It's soft and not nylon. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm going to do, since I've got 3, I need another piece of felt. Here we go. So I'll have 4 when I'm done. Maybe I'll do 4. I'll do 2 by hand and 2 on the machine. So I got 1 neutral, and I've got another neutral. Hey, Nana. How are you doing today? Do you have to be on Facebook to buy from Patty? No, you do not. Patty's sales are on YouTube. So you can absolutely buy from her on YouTube. Esme's, you have to be on Facebook, and I know that's an issue for you now, but you can absolutely go to Patty's live sales. Sherry, everybody may not know that you have a YouTube channel. Well, then tell us your channel name so that Victoria can go find the link. You have fabric dye, but nothing in the browns. Okay, you great color mixer. She's got red, yellow, blue, purple. Anything that she could do to make a muddy brown out of that? Unease. Yeah, I think they're going to be some great covers. All right, let's see. Let's see if we have enough in this kind of a bluey thing to do. I'll take the 2 neutrals. I'll do 1 by hand and 1 stitched. And I don't think when I do the next level that I plan on these, I don't think it's going to matter. It's really not going to matter. Yeah, a bunch of different covers. I have so many scraps. As I was cleaning up the studio, there were just so many scraps that needed to be used up. I don't have that many blues, so this is going to be really hard for me to mix these up, but it's really not going to matter. This will be a perfect one to do my experiment on. And these are just regular, the cheap felt, synthetic felt thingies here. I'm not worried about that. That's true. Sharon says just a small sample to start with, and then you can, play around and see what fabrics will take. Right, I'm really this is going to look bizarre right now. It really is, but it's okay. Okay, Patricia, thank you. Looking forward to seeing it. All right, let's just use up some more of these guys here. Okay, Victoria got Sherry's channel in there, so we can go check that one out. Thank you. Just a great way to use up your scraps, Nana. And on this batch, this is really hard for me to not look at the colors and just grab things and get them down. But please, yes, that's the whole thing about the group. My group is not about me. My group is about all of us. So please post your crafts. Show us what you're working on. We want to see. We get inspired. Today's post that I put in there was about the color blue. I want you guys to post anything that you've made in blue on that thread, but in the rest of the group, post your stuff. Let us see what you're doing. How can we get to know you better if we don't see what kind of crafts you're working on? It's not the Susan show. I don't know how else to get that across. It is not all about me. It's about all of us. The doctor might like to join us. Did I miss something? It was touchy because but Nana, lots of us make videos. The only thing that I'm trying not to do is it can't become a selling group. Brenda, you should be in the group. I think you left for a while because you were having some other stuff going on. I think you backed out of things. Just, put in a request again. I'll let you in. The only thing that I try that we have to the rule that we have to follow is not posting links to Etsy and selling things. And that's because of Facebook and the rules that Facebook has. You have to set your group up differently if it's going to be a selling group. And I haven't set it up like that. So please post your videos. We want to see what people are doing. Blue-green absolutely counts. It is a Susan show, but it's not just a Susan show. Because you guys, couple things, okay? One, you need to remember, I am an introvert. Really, I can fake it when I'm out here, but I am an introvert. And what that means is it's a lot of energy for me to do this and to do the group and to respond to everybody. And I love doing it and I don't want to stop doing it, but I need help. I really need help from all of you guys to keep the post going so that when I have a day where I need to recharge my batteries, like I'm usually quiet, after a live because I need to recharge my batteries. So it needs to be all of us. Oh, thank you, Lala. I don't mind being the glue. I like being the glue that binds everybody together. That works for me. Yes, Nana, you can post your videos in the group, and I want you to post your videos in the group, please. Piro's doing the challenge that's going around where everybody posts a piece of their art every day for 10 days. Does anybody else want to be tagged in that so that we can see more of your stuff? Yeah, Nana, the only thing, like, don't post a link to your Etsy shop. That's all I ask. If you're posting something and in your video it says that it's for sale in your Etsy shop, that's totally fine. Just don't post a link to your Etsy shop. That's all I ask. And that's just so that I don't get in trouble with Facebook, because then they shut down the group and then we all lose. That's no fun. Nana's YouTube channel, everything looks delicious. Yeah, Nana, you get idea. We all get ideas from everybody. We really do. And that's the way it should be. We get our ideas and then we take them and we change it just a little bit to make it ours. Your Way Crafting, Brenda, yes. The group now is Susan Taylor Brown Creative Circle, so that it's more about all of us rather than just me and my digitals. I know, Barbie, I'm sad you can't be too, but I'm glad that you're here today, and I'm going to try and do a few more lives at different times. As kind of my little rant that I went off on the other day on my channel helped me kind of figure out a couple things. So yeah, Nana, cooking and crafting, share your stuff. People will be asking you. Okay, Lala. Take care. Hugs to you. You're drying out your lemon. Oh, lemon leaves can be really big. And there's that thing you can do with kids. Maybe somebody else here has done it, where you can make invisible ink with your lemons. Sharon is learning more about acrylic and gouache paints, using and experimenting with them. The same ones I use to dye my fabrics. Yes. That's good. Thanks, Barbie. Yeah, it wasn't that anybody was beating up on me. I was beating up on myself, which I'm really good at. And I needed to shake myself up and say, forget it, just do what you're going to do. I think what was happening, and any of you that are working your YouTube or your Etsy or combination of things as a business, what happened is I got so caught up worrying about getting some things technically perfect with regard to recording and stuff, that I was like really stressing out, and then I wasn't doing any of the craft stuff that I really wanted to do. And I don't know, I just felt like I was being pulled in a whole bunch of different directions. So I made some internal changes. Hey, Carol's Recrafted Boutique. Happy to have you here. I don't think I've seen you here before. Sherry says, I have a hard time talking in my videos. I never know if I'm speaking clear enough. I'm partially deaf and don't wear my dentures. Don't like them at all. Yeah, you have to experiment. Do a little sample recording and play it back for yourself and see how it goes. Also, depending on what you're doing, maybe you can just do, if you don't want to talk, you can do use a video editor, and do words instead, where it just pops up, on the screen. Penny's not here. Penny's in Tasmania. I don't know where Sharon is. Water paints. Done a video yet? Oh yeah, absolutely. Do one. Do all the videos. Everybody needs to do all the videos, not thinking about, what anybody else is doing. Okay, let's see. So I've got 4. I was going to be able to do 5, except my other piece of felt was not a complete piece. So I think perfection is highly overrated. You betcha. I know, my number is 666. Somebody get me one more subscriber so we can get out of there, right? I don't want that number anymore. Yes, and we talk like we would talk to a bunch of friends. I need one more. Patty Lang is a channel on YouTube that has the auctions, and her channel is actually called Sacred Mementos. All right, I don't have another piece of felt handy, so I guess what I will do is start stitching. Clean up my mess. I love my little white tubs. Just throw everything in them. All right. And you can at least get started on one piece. Yeah, you'll be stuck to your phone 24/7 to watch all the videos. I go in spurts. I don't know about the rest of you, but there are some days where like I just cannot get enough of the videos. And then other days, like I said, as an introvert, because as an introvert, I get my energy from the quiet. And so there are other days where I need to just kick back and be very, very quiet and not have any input from anything. So I go in bursts. Oh, the cordage. Yes, you have to give that a try. I love making cordage. That's a very relaxing thing for me. And I'm going to be working my way through the house. Oh, shoot, Nana, there was something I saw recently. Oh, I'm going to have to remember what it was because I was thinking somebody that likes to work with recycled materials. It was you. Oh, I have to remember what it is and show you next time. No, the 666 Brenda is on my subscriptions on my channel, my YouTube channel. My Facebook group only has a couple hundred people, and I'll go let anybody in that's joined. I'll let you guys in after the live here. So Carol says, for editing, I use InShot on my iPad. Really simple to use. Well, that's good to know because sometimes I like to record on my iPad. Ooh, the netting. Oh, the netting that goes into the water and hurts the animals. You're doing a few things with that. That's fabulous. Oh, I definitely want to see something you're doing with that. Let's see. I want that edge under. All right. I am just going to think about getting it down. I'm not going to think about how perfect anything has to be. Because this is literally just the first layer of stuff that's going to go down. So it's not a very sharp needle. Let's see. I love so much that everybody's here from all over the world. That's just like amazing. Paul was here earlier. He's in South Africa. We have people in Australia, New Zealand, the United States. We had some people from the Netherlands, Germany. Well, I appreciate the thumbs up. They always make me happy. I'm actually getting the felt. Oh, thank you, Nana. I had a lot of fun with that one, and I've got some more inks. I'm really glad the weather's getting nicer. I'll be able to do a lot more cooking of plants and make some more nature stuff. I wish I could remember whose video I saw, though, that I thought of you. Sharon, here's what I'm using. Because this was what Susan did. I bought a bunch of silk thread to dye. And when it came in, I didn't pay attention to how I grabbed it. And I basically got just like one big giant knot. I made a mess. And so it was not going to be, I pulled out what I could and wound it on little dowels for dyeing. But then I just decided to heck with it. The rest of it, I'll just cut apart into short pieces and use for stitching. So it's silk. Pura, I think I'm going to do both. I think I'm going to do a couple of them by hand and a couple of them on the machine just so that people can see. You can do them either way. Patricia says, for when your needle seems dull, run it through your hair close to the scalp. Be careful that it should run smoother. A trick learned from my grandma. Oh, wow. That is quite an interesting tip. I'll probably do that off camera when I can go stand in front of the mirror, because I am a klutz. And if there's anybody that's going to stab herself like that, it would be me. Totally be me. Sherry says, I love all the nature stuff, but I live in the city, not much nature around me. I took a class called placemaking, and it was all about, it was a fabulous class with Alice Fox. And it was all about claiming your place wherever you are. And there's one gal that just lives in the city, and she just, picked up leaves on her and sticks on her walks. And then she learned how to, draw some of the stuff. And I don't know, you can, wherever you are. I mean, if I go to town in the parking lot, I step out of the car in the parking lot and I almost always see something that I want to pick up and bring home to work on. And it works. The needle trick works. Okay, I'm going to do that when I can watch in the mirror, because I know I would stab myself. Is it the oil that helps or what? Yeah, Sharon, it's just, the rest of them, I ordered several different weights of things, and the rest of them were fine. I think I'm just going to do teeny tiny stitches like I did with my laces. Yeah, I like to do that too. Pull the matching threads from what you've done, what you've dyed. Really trying to not think. What I love about the silk thread, man, this just like flies through the fabric, is really nice. All right, I'm going to try that afterwards and let you guys know in the group. What do I want to try that I haven't done before? Oh, Nana, that's a great question. She said, I've done so many things with my crafting. What do I want to try that I haven't done before? Weaving. That is what I'm going to try. And I just ordered a little loom, just a little hand loom, lap loom. I don't know what they call them, because I want to try weaving with my cordage and some of these fabric scraps. So anybody that's done weaving here, we have a textile group in town, and I've been chatting with one of the local weavers there, and she's given me some tips. So we'll see how that goes. How about the rest of you? What is a craft or art thing that you have not tried yet that you want to try? Yeah, it's a challenge, Margaret. I agree. And of course, any of the little bits now that I've learned how to make cordage, I'm going to do more of that. Boy, these stitches are really wonky. Susan's wonky stitchings are us, but it's different when I'm stitching here than I can't seem to do the calm kind of stitching that I do when I'm by myself. Sower and sewer. Yes. English is a very strange language. Yeah, I think weaving would be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to experimenting with that. So I will definitely turn the video on. Paper marbling. Ooh, I bet you guys, they'll go great with some of the papers you design, Mariah. I can totally see that. And of course, then you'll scan them and put them in your shop, right? Hey, Victoria, can you find Mariah's Etsy shop and put it in, please, so that people can check her out? Does anybody else have an Etsy shop that we need to check out? Let's see. Wait a minute here. Catching up on chatting. So Sherry's made tiny circles with weaving them on. Oh, Sherry, awesome. I will go check out your channel. Thank you. And I know Victoria put it in there. Victoria wants to try crocheting. Carol wants to do slow stitching. Oh, you'll be addicted, perhaps. Nana says, when I do the cordage, like the thread I have left over, I keep. Yes. So like on this one, when I get to the end and I decide that it's not long enough to keep going, I just save that, and then I have little baggies of threads in the different colors. Barbara said she bought the little clover loom that makes a 6-inch wide piece, and the fabric strips are wonderful on it. Ooh, I didn't see that one. I bought I bought one big enough that I could weave something for a journal cover because I was figuring some of the fabric scraps would be great. Okay, so Patricia says it's the oil in the hair that sharpens the needle. That's terrific. Yeah, it's hard to do the art when you're on the video. So I just kind of, I roll with it. This will be wonky like my green one. And then the other one I'll do, actual slow stitching. And Nan, if that wasn't what you meant, as far as the saving the thread, let me know. So Sharon, I bought, it was like the Melissa and Doug on Amazon, child's, for children like 6 and above, but it's big enough that it should be a journal cover. I think it was like 16 inches or something, big enough to be a journal cover. Okay, I'm going to stop on this one and just chat right now. And we'll give it a shot. It wasn't that expensive, but I like the idea of a small one. Barbie's tried just about every kind of craft you can imagine. That's fabulous. So Sharon, Brenda wants to know if you put baking soda in the coffee for the fabric. She just put her tooling in there. Yeah, I just think it would be some really great texture. And, even if it just gives you a base, if you're weaving, with the scraps or, the seams. I don't have any here, but when we cut a seam off of the fab of clothing that we're going to, upcycle into something, then that might be something really good to weave. Yes, Nana, I absolutely do recycle my clothes. And when I was thrifting, I would do that as well. Brenda Sharon says, some people do. She was telling myself I should try, but I always forget. And I'm not sure how much they use. And Brenda wants to try tatting. Barbie, you haven't tried weaving. Oh, dear. Well, see, now we both have to give this a shot, right? Okay, Nana, yeah. Baking soda is to reduce the acidity in the tea or the coffee, yeah. Jude! Yay! Hello, how are you? Oh, I miss you. Miss you. Yeah, Sharon, and, you can even just make the little cardboard loom. We were talking, Jude, is there a craft that you haven't tried yet that you want to try? But you could make a, cardboard loom with a piece of cardboard from packaging and just cut the slits here and here and give it a try. Checking up on chat here. There's some, Margaret's done a lot of craft. Yeah, Margaret, you've done a lot. Some I didn't get to, some I've abandoned. Tablet weaving, lace making like the old ladies in Buckinghamshire made when I was a kid, tatting. Yeah, you got to make sure that you're up to date on the, if you came in late, that you got caught up and that you're in live chat, not top chat. Yeah, well, now that Jude's here, I feel like I want to stay for a little bit. So maybe I need to go back to stitching. Just got a pound of raw wool for fiber art. Oh, yeah. I've got a lot of wool roving that I just love to use. Here, I'll show you, Jude. I got the green, the first layer done on the green one. Yeah, there's a whole lot more of YouTube videos, Sharon, on how to make your own frame. The weaver that I've been talking to locally suggested PVC pipe. You can do that too. Right, Martha. I figured since I would probably stitch it to something else, so if I ended up with a piece like this, then I would do something else around the outside. But it would just be a good experiment just to see what happens. Everything's going to shrink up. Yep. Terry wants to do more pet portraits. Martha, is there anything that you haven't tried? You've experimented with a lot of different crafts, I know. Maybe I'm going to do these with just little tiny stitches. Hi, Carla. Oh, handmade paper. Yep, that's addicting too. Well, now that my weather's nicer, I'll have some videos coming up on that, Anis. PVC pipe would be too light. I don't know. I've seen a lot of the videos with the PVC pipe. Also copper pipe, she suggested, because if you get a threaded copper pipe, you can then adjust the tension on it. Yep, sew the woven pieces together, yeah. Barbie, it was a great TV activity, and then I got them all done, and it was like, I'm not sure what I'm going to do next, but now I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to play with some laces to cover the next layer. Not cover it completely, but do some more. The trouble with using silk thread is exactly this, is it all just sorts of... So I saw somebody else snuck in, and I missed it in the chat here. Thunder, hi! And somebody else, Carla, hello. Welcome, happy to have you here. Martha said she wove strips and sewed a couple of jackets. Ooh, nice. Sharon's husband just ordered her a paper making kit. We have 2 Sharons here. Thanks, Piro. I like the different textures too, using up a lot of my old upholstery fabrics. I've had so much of that. Yeah, I gotta get the garage area cleaned up so that I can do my paper making out there. I guess I'm gonna sew for a little bit more. Martha says she's wanted to try handmade paper, also resin work, making jewelry and small things. Brenda, you get material from weavers in town? That's lovely. Oh, loomers. Acrylic pour is something Patricia wants to try. Well, hello, Gina. Oh, you're making handmade paper. Well, you had to pipe up. Yeah, very addicting, isn't it? So addicting. All right, I'm trying not to think. I'll go ahead and maybe I'll stay till 2 today. Resin doesn't interest me, although Abby at Purple Cottage Crafts did a video the other day about using an all-in-one kind of resin for paper, which was really interesting. It came out like the waxed paper, only you wouldn't have that waxy feeling that might sometimes transfer in hot weather to the other papers in your journal. So that might be something to go check out. Yeah, acrylic pour, I bet that takes a lot of room. The neat thing about handmade paper is then all those book blocks that you save, you know, and you can't necessarily use them all up, you can toss them in the blender and use them to make paper. Yeah, Purple Cottage Crafts is the channel, and she poured this resin. You know how you take wax and you can wax your paper and you make it transparent? Well, she did it with resin. And she used some kind that was all in one bottle. You didn't have to mix the 2 things together. And it came out, you know, kind of like vellum, where it was translucent. And the reason I say kind of different from the wax is because Donna Phillips did a video a while ago where she experimented with leaving waxed papers in a hot car or hot sun or something like that, and they did eventually transfer to the other pages. An excuse to use the heat gun, yeah. Yeah, very toxic. I have enough toxicity to worry about with the plants. What is resin? Resin is liquids that you put together that then it creates like a glass-like, clear glass-like coating over something. So you see a lot of, like you could, do a flower that was, you know, make a piece of jewelry, like a necklace that was in the resin. Jude is helping my friend finish off her cloak made from pheasant feathers. Oh my goodness. And the other feathers using our kakaha from the flax taken. Oh my goodness. Oh, I have to show you, Jude. Wait a sec. I'm going to grab them. These are very short because they were lopped off with the cutter, but I actually have some New Zealand flax fibers, and I've got a bunch of long leaves that I still have to process. But how cool is that? I got my first New Zealand flax fibers. So I think I'll try with these are short. I'll just make some cordage from it, but I'm looking forward to using some of the others. Oh, thank you, Victoria. There's the resin paper video. Cake toppers done with a pour technique. Oh, I have not seen that, Lori. Water. That sounds fabulous, Sharon. Paper scraps from fussy cutting, been printing on my jelly plate. Yep. Paper marbling was messy. Yeah. Just doesn't do it for me. But, you know, I have learned about myself to never say never because I do not know what's going to happen. You know, something else is going to grab my attention. Patricia taking off. Saw somebody saying bye. Oh, hubby says it's time for you to put your feet up. Bye-bye, Patricia. Looking forward to, I'll go look at your pictures later. I know the fibers are amazing. I'm really excited to be able to do something with these. I mean, cordage, yes, but I've got a pile of leaves. She also brought me a bunch of iris leaves, which also makes great cordage. And then when I was at my in-laws last weekend, she had an orchid that she was cutting back the flowers of or cutting back the leaves of. And then I came home with a bunch of orchid leaves, and those also made some great fiber. In fact, let's see. This right here was made from the orchid leaves. That was pretty cool. Twist that and weave it with the feathers lying flat. Takes a long time, but really therapeutic. Yep, I bet so. I bet so. Yeah, weave. I figured it out. Please do, Lori. Yeah, the shaving cream method to start. Probably a good way to start. Martha's been doing it a lot. Martha's got some videos over on her channel about doing the marbling, I think, right? Did we put Martha's channel and shop up there, Victoria? If not, maybe we could grab those. I was thinking of, I'll twist it and maybe make some larger pieces that would be good for weaving. Larger and longer. Sharon, there's always some way you can get color on things. Acrylic paint would work. And again, I go to India ink. I go to inks. No, I do not, because I have not processed the iris leaves yet. I've been looking. Evidently, there's ways you're supposed to process them before you use them. For me, probably what I'm going to do is just dampen them and then just make cordage from what I've got, and then I'll have to go study. I know here in California, the Native Americans use the iris leaves a lot. Tony was in charge of the marbling. He didn't mind the mess. Paper ribbon fraud. Well, wait a minute. Am I missing something? Oh, how you can use water repellent like florist ribbon. Okay. Yeah, you could absolutely. They'll punch it out. You could weave with it. You could paint it. You could stamp on it. If you have some archival ink or some StazOn ink. Well, if they're really bright, do you have any black? Because you can certainly tone things down if they're black. Oh, thank you, Victoria. And those of you that put in a request to join the group, I will go over there when this is done. Margaret, I'll have to look for, I'm still looking for a good video that talks about how to process the flax, but I think you need to do it when it's fresh. Is that right, Jude? And you need to scrape it. You need to split it and scrape it when it's fresh. I think, Sharon, I would probably try stamping on that paper ribbon. Piro, so nice to have you join us for a little bit. Sweet dreams to you. Looking forward to see what you post for the challenge tomorrow. Yeah, you'll find a way to make it work. You will. Marbling. Yeah, there's the simple marbling to start with is with shaving cream, and then you can get more technical. The thing, I guess, that gets me with marbling and resin and some of the stuff, like there's rules to follow, and I don't follow the rules very well. So I'm better with things where I don't have to think about following the rules. Yeah, I do think I'm going to do the sewing machine on another one of these, and we're going to definitely combine some stuff, some ideas here. I really want to get just one of them stitched down so I can try what I want to do next and see if it works. And I'm not going to tell you, it will be a surprise. It'll be a surprise for me if it works, and it'll be a surprise for you guys when you see it. The center vein of the leaf is not used for flax, is what Jude says. Okay. Isn't that interesting, Jude? I think that's probably the same way for just this grass that I did my most recent grass cordage with. The vein attracted me, but you probably are supposed to split that out of there. Sharon, I hear you. As you learn your style, yeah, you eliminate some stuff that doesn't seem like it's going to be in your style. Like I have a bunch of bright pink, bright purple, and bright orange inks and paints, and I'm definitely going to have to figure out how I can use them up because it's not my thing. But then, you know, as soon as I get rid of some of the stuff, you end up buying more of it because suddenly your thing changes. Yeah, I figured that with all the plants, the green dye is going to come off. I just cut apart a pair of jeans and I just that's my lap cloth. Since a lot of it's easy for rolling the fibers to have it on a jean, and then I dampen the fabric. Okay, Terry, glad you got to join us for a little bit. You know what? I think a sack would probably be even better because it would be a little bit rougher. I mean, the bare leg works for rolling fabric. Oh, good thought, Jude or Margaret, is to use the green for dye if you get a lot of green out of the flax. The leaves my friend brought me were very dry, so I'm just going to rehydrate them and just make some simple cordage. There was some video I watched a while ago where, it was with iris leaves. She was talking about cutting her iris leaves while they were still green, boiling them for the dye. And then the leaves started to fall apart. So then she got the fiber that she wanted to make cordage. So she really made it all work together. Oh, Gina got some roping to go with all your other fibers and threads. Nice. Bye-bye, Barbara. See you later. You're making cordage next. That's awesome. You want a little bit of friction. It does help. The people that are really pros, I'm going to have to stop on this. The people that are really pros at making cordage, what you can do, and it won't work right now because I'm up here on the desk, but you roll it on your leg and you roll it down and you roll it up, and it's that back and forth option that pulls the threads together or the leaves together, the fibers together to make them into something longer. Yeah, I'm going to have to sign off too. I can feel my voice is telling me it's time to take a break. Unique is good. We are all wonderfully unique. Thank you guys for hanging out with me while I pin these things together and made a small, very small dent in my scrap fabric pile. So Jude says, soak the leaves in hot water and leave overnight to cut into chunks. It's 10 to 10 there for Victoria. Sharon's made natural cordage from leaves and grasses to use in basket weaving. I have not done basket making either, and that's something else that I want to try. All right, thank you everybody for hanging with me. Sweet dreams to those of you heading off to bed. Have awesome days for the rest of you that are just getting started. I'm going to go rest my throat. Love and positive energy to everybody. Yes, thank you, Gina, for popping in to say hi. It makes me happy to see your name. Okay, everybody, I'll see you next week. Bye-bye for now.